What's up everyone, this is DR with the WoW Breakdown 101, and today we're going to be going over the 10-man Normal Immerseus Healing Point of View Guide in the Siege of Orgrimmar. As with all of my point of view guides, I will break down the fight like a puzzle, piece by piece, step by step, to help you get past the encounter. Now I will only go over what you as a healer will deal with this encounter, and will not tell you how to down this boss's raid. To know everything there is to deal with this encounter and how to down it as a raid, that I've linked the 10-man Normal Fat Boss Guide below. Now in my Heals Point of View guide, you will notice that there are a lot more detail due to the fact that you as a healer need to know more about the encounter than any other role apart from your raid lead. You as a healer are going to be preparing for each step of the encounter to ensure that your raid stays nice and healthy. Now let's get into the first thing that you will want to sort out in this fight as a healer. This is something that you will need to confer with your raid lead to see how you and the raid are going to be positioned. Positioning is the most important thing that will help your rollout in a raid. Depending on how your raid is positioned will dictate how you're going to heal this encounter. The most common position strategy in this normal encounter is for the raid to be spread out evenly around the room with the heals next to each one of the tanks. If you are spread out, then make sure that you use the most effective heals for your raid. As in, you do not want to do AoE heals when your raid is spread out, causing it to only heal one or two people. Okay, so now let's go over what kind of damage that is going to be incoming in this encounter and how you will prepare and deal with it. The first ability that we're going to go over is Shawbolt, which is an ability that Immerseus will use around every 10 seconds that deals moderate shadow damage to every raid member. This ability leaves void zones under each raid member's feet that does high shadow damage if they remain standing in them, and they persist until the transition phase. With this ability, just be aware to keep heals on everyone that is in your range at all times throughout the encounter. There is a tank swap mechanic in this fight in the form of Corrosive Blast that deals high shadow damage in a frontal cone and applies a debuff that increases shadow damage taken by 300% for 45 seconds. Just make sure that you're ready to top off the tank the second Corrosive Blast cast. The ability will be around every 35 seconds. If you notice someone else is with the tank, then call out for them to move so that they do not get one shot by Corrosive Blast, and even if they do survive the ability, it is unneeded damage for you to have to heal. Finally, the most deadly ability that Immerseus casts during this encounter is Swirl. There will be moving void zones that throw people into the air and take moderate damage. Swirl is a frontal cone attack that Immerseus will channel and spin clockwise for about 10 seconds. When this ability is about to cast, you want to get ready and angle your camera so that you can see where Immerseus is going to be facing to decide whether Swirl will come across you or not. The best way to deal with this is to get ready to throw out emergency heals on people who are hit by Swirl. Once Swirl is near you, pop a defensive cooldown and a run speed cooldown if you have it, and run through the Swirl as fast as possible and get back to healing. Note, there actually is another ability called Seeping Shaw that deals damage and knocks raid members back if they stand in the water surrounding Immerseus, and you should never have to deal with this ability. If someone is taking damage from this, then just give a call out and let them know to stay out of the water next to Immerseus. Once Immerseus hits 0% life, the transition phase will begin. Immerseus will split into two different kinds of Shaw puddles, and the main puddles you will have to worry about is contaminated puddles that are at 10% life and can be healed. Once the split phase starts, you're going to angle your camera and look up to see where the most contaminated puddles are going. You can tell this because they are blue in color, and the Shaw puddles that have to be killed are black in color. You will want to stand next to the puddle as you heal it to full life to receive a healing buff from it. The higher the life the puddles have, the slower they go. So the best way to handle this is start casting fast emergency heals on the lowest life puddles to start slowing them down, and AoE heals if they are multiple puddles near each other. Once they get at 100%, they will speed up and start going to the middle. Once puddles start reaching the middle of the room with water, your raid will start taking heavy raid-wide damage. Ensure that you have a raid cooldown for this, and pop a healing cooldown once the raid starts to take damage. You don't want to forget to heal your buddies. If it comes to a raid member dying or a puddle not being healed, keep your buddy alive and just let the puddle go. After this phase is over, you're going to go back to the first phase, and it's a rinse and repeat from here. So let's go over the fast recap of how you're going to heal this encounter as a baller. Keep heals rolling on everyone in your heals range at all times. Top off the tank after every Corrosive Blast. Stay alive and keep your buddies alive during Swirl. Heal puddles and pop healing cooldown to keep your raid alive as the puddles start to reach the middle of the room. That is all I have for this guide. This is going to be the easiest encounter for you to heal, so get out there and have fun. Most of your deaths will come from people getting caught off guard by Swirl, or getting knocked into the air by the void zone as swirls start to hit them. If this guide helped you any at all, then give me a like, share, and subscribe to help me put out more content for you guys. If you have a suggestion for future videos, then leave them in the comments section below, or email me at thewowbreakdown@gmail.com. Have fun and see you again next time, guys.